welcome back to Limabean Living. If you guys are new here, my name is Emily. Welcome to my little motherhood channel where I take care of all things mom. Today is Halloween and I am just gonna be a tired mom for Halloween. And I wanted to take you guys along as we make mummy cake pops. So let's get to it.
Okay, so typically I like to make everything from scratch, but for this recipe we are using a box cake and some packaged frosting. But we're gonna spice it up a bit. This is a modification that I found on TikTok. Instead of using 1 cup of water, we're gonna use 1 cup of milk. Instead of a half a cup of vegetable oil, we are going to double that, so make it 1 cup of melted butter, and we're gonna add that to the mix. And then instead of 3 eggs, we're gonna add 2 more, so a total of 5 eggs we're gonna add in. And this will make the cake a little bit more like a homemade cake and less like just a basic box cake. We're gonna mix that all up and prepare our baking pan. So because we're making cake pops, the pan that you use really doesn't matter. So I'm just using a little casserole pan and greasing that and pouring in the mixture. Originally, I was just gonna make basic cake pops and use these sprinkles to sprinkle on top, but I wanted to make it Halloween themed. So I set aside some of the sprinkles for the eyes of my mummy and then poured the rest of these guys in. I really should have done this beforehand, but I forgot. So it's happening right now. This step wasn't probably super necessary since I was going to be crumbling it all up later, but I just wanted to make sure it was, kind of more spread out. And then we threw it in a 350-degree oven for 28 minutes to start, but it ended up cooking for 35 minutes to have this finish. I think that's just because of the additional ingredients that we added. So obviously, if you just want a basic cake with the frosting, you can go ahead and decorate your cake. But to make cake pops, we're actually going to add all of the frosting and kind of use just a hand mixer to crumble up the cake and the frosting to create kind of like a kinetic sand, Play-Doh-y type of consistency. I added half of the frosting at first just because I didn't know if I was going to need to use all of it, but I think adding all of it was perfect. Then I used my little cookie scoop and made some little balls of the dough using a little bit more than what the cookie scoop actually scooped out. So I didn't level it out. I let it kind of be a heaping cookie scoop. And once I had all of the little portions equally portioned out, I rolled them with my hands, just making little balls, and took some melting chocolates that I picked up from Winco, but they sell them at a variety of stores. Melted that and dipped in some little popsicle sticks that I had into the chocolate and then inserted them into the balls and stuck them in the freezer to just firm up. Then I attempted to make a little cake pop stand for after dipping, the cake pops in the chocolate, and this worked kinda, but the chocolate cooled fairly quickly and I ended up just putting them on a stand because this box was not very sturdy. But I dipped my little cake pops into the chocolate mixture once they were firm and just tried to spin the cake pop while hitting it on the side of the cup to get off all of the extra chocolate. Then with those sprinkles I set aside, I just put 2 on my little cake pops while the chocolate was still cooling and tried to do that with as many of the cake pops as I could. However, once I got down to the kind of halfway point of my chocolate, I realized I wasn't going to be able to fully dip all of my cake pops in the chocolate mixture. So I did stop about halfway after doing this little process. You don't need a for me. Ooh. The great thing about my little method that I used here was the chocolate was removable, my cup did not get all dirty, and then I was able to cut a little hole in the side of my bag and drizzle on the chocolate, just really messy, leaving a little hole around my little sprinkles to create that mummy look. Some of the cake pop chocolate bits did kind of break as they were cooling, but this was totally fine because I just used my extra chocolate here to cover up the cracks. And even with the cracked look, it fits with the Halloween theme, so it ended up working out. Once I was done with my mummies, I figured I would kind of ice the other cake pops and make them look kind of more like a spider web. So I just kind of held the cake pops out and drizzled around in no particular order with my melting chocolates until it gave it a pretty good coat. I just kind of held that in the air until the chocolate had cooled, and then I just placed it on the pan. These cake pops ended up being absolutely delicious. I have family requesting them again for the future, and I thought they were pretty comparable to ones that I've purchased from Starbucks.
And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You've made it to the end of the video. If you didn't know already, my name is Emily from Limabean Living. Welcome. We are so happy to have you. We post videos every Monday and Friday on a variety of content: lifestyle, cooking, cleaning, military life, DIYs, encouraging mathematical development in children, and so much more. Thank you so much again for watching, and until next time.